The MSI Sword 15 is one of the cheapest gaming laptops that MSI has introduced with the RTX 3060 graphics card. It also comes with some cool technology from Nvidia, including DLSS and RayTracing. So is the Sword 15 one of the best bang for buck gaming laptops of 2021, or does it fall flat during gameplay? Let's find out. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Epic PC channel. Today we're sitting down with the Sword 15, which is specifically the A11UE model. This features the Nvidia RTX 3060, which is in the 3rd gen Max-Q technology. It comes in at a TDP of 85 watts. It also features an i7-11800H, a 16 gigs of RAM, and a 512GB M.2 SSD. Now, the RTX 3060 isn't the biggest graphics card that MSI has put in one of these laptops. We have featured an RTX 3080 laptop on this channel before, but Nvidia does have a few tricks up their sleeves when it comes to getting the most performance out of these low-tier graphics cards. We had the opportunity to review both the Sword 15 and the Creator 17 at the same time. Now, those machines have the same specifications, so it's going to be interesting to see the performance difference between the two machines. That being said, the TDP on the GPU for this machine is 85 watts, whereas the Creator has a TDP of 65 watts. So we should see this machine edge out the Creator in that respect. So into the benchmarks. In the DirectX 12 test using TimeSpy, the Sword 15 scored 7,055, while the Creator 17 scored 6,797, meaning the Sword had a marginal 4% improvement over its sleeker, more expensive brother. As this is a 1K machine, we tested this in Firestrike, but also pushed it by testing it in Firestrike Ultra. In the Firestrike test, the Sword came in at 16,918, while the Creator came in at 15,512. That's a 9% improvement on performance. It was a similar result in Firestrike Ultra, with the Sword coming in at 4,412, while the Creator came in at 4,064. Again, an 8% improvement for the Sword 15. Given that the Sword comes in at half the price of the Creator, this was an amazing result for this machine, although it is tailored towards a different market and the GPU does have a higher TDP. In gameplay, Metro Enhanced Edition was massively improved using the DLSS technology we discussed earlier. Without the DLSS, the game was around 44 FPS average with huge dips. This was possibly due to the game having ray tracing that isn't being able to be turned on and off, but it was basically a slideshow at the end of the day. With DLSS set to ultra performance to maximize FPS, the game played at an average of 74 FPS, ranging between 70 and 80 FPS and dipping to around 60 FPS at points. With DLSS set to higher pixel quality, the machine averaged 63 FPS and stayed steady between 60 and 70 FPS. Testing Rise of the Tomb Raider, the bench came in at 89.43 FPS, set to very high, with gameplay having extremely inconsistent FPS between 90 and 100 FPS. With dips during action, it maintained a solid 10 to 12 FPS advantage over the Creator 17 in both of these tests. To be honest, I was really surprised that this machine was able to play AAA titles with ray tracing turned on, and even ray tracing turned on to Ultra in some games. I think this is due to Nvidia's push towards deep learning with their DLSS technology, but again, it is still way below the refresh rate of the monitor of this machine, which is 144 Hz. If you are interested in playing games like League of Legends or Counter-Strike, then this machine will easily run at above 140 FPS. The build quality of the Sword 15 is pretty basic when you compare it to something like the Creator 17, which has a fully metal design. It follows a similar design to the GP or GE series gaming laptops that MSI released and we reviewed earlier in the year, but it has more of a cheaper design. That being said, this laptop does come in at a steep discount compared to those models, so it is hard to compare. The top is adorned by metal and has the classic MSI logo on the front. The bottom of the machine is made of plastic and the keyboard section is made of metal, but it's covered by a plastic film. During the smudge testing, this did perform a lot better than some of the other metal chassis that we've reviewed in the past, and that was a nice feature. On the keyboard side, the keyboard is again extremely basic. It's colored in red and does light up with one single color, the color being red, and you can turn the brightness up and down or completely turn it off if that's your preference. They have opted towards a generic keyboard for this rather than using the SteelSeries keyboards that they use on some of the higher tier models of their laptops. The speakers are also mounted on the bottom of this machine, and that creates a lot of noise distortion and feels like the noise is coming from underneath your desk, which doesn't make for the best audio performance. It doesn't have any IOs on the rear, but it does have two exhaust pipes, and I love how MSI has designed the cooling features of this computer. It has two intake points in total, one to the side and one at the top just below the screen, and it also has intakes that run all along the bottom of the machine. It does perform very well when it comes to cooling. By using the hotkeys, you can turn the fans on full, and this is what MSI calls their cooler boost technology, which is basically turning the fans completely on full. With the cooler booster technology turned on, the computer runs at around 53 to 54 decibels, and under stress it runs at around 49 decibels. This is a lot louder than other laptops we've tested, such as the Creator 17, which comes at 40 decibels when under load, but considering the cooling performance of this machine, it's actually pretty decent. Under full load, the top of the Sword 15 sits at 46 degrees and the palm rests come in at 31 degrees. That being said, the laptop does become very hot when playing games, especially around the keyboard area, so I do recommend using a keyboard and mouse combo when using this machine and playing AAA games. When summing up the Sword 15, I would call it a great accomplishment of value for money in this current market. Sitting at around 2,000 Australian dollars, when you compare it to something like the RTX 3060 desktop variant, which will set you back between $1,000 and $1,200 depending on availability and which model you purchase, it's a pretty good deal if you're just getting started into PC gaming. If again you compare it to something like the Creator 17, which will set you back $4,000, it's hard to argue with the value that the MSI Sword 15 brings. I can literally purchase two of these machines for the price that I pay for this machine. And it does have better performance than the Creator 17, which was proved in our benchmarks. That being said, you do get what you pay for. It is extremely basic in terms of its peripherals. Its monitor is not that great, its keyboard is not that great, its touchpad is not that great, as well as its internals being a bit of a jumble and the M.2 drive in mine specifically being almost bent in half. But for a machine that is capable of playing AAA games, even with ray tracing turned on, and games like League of Legends and CSGO with ease, it's pretty good if you are just getting started into PC gaming. Thank you so much for checking out the most recent video on the Epic PC channel on the MSI Sword 15. Now, thanks to MSI, we do have two giveaways today. We're giving away the MSI mystery bag as well as the MSI gaming laptop bag. If you are interested in entering those giveaways, you can check out the links in the description on how to enter. It's completely free. And if you did enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe to the channel and to like the video.